Taking responsibility.
Well, you take a responsibility because that's the way you brought him up. That's why.
Thanks.
When you're talking to someone that's Italian, right, don't say red sauce.
I'm sorry about that.
What do they say? Gravy.
Gravy, yeah.
You're setting a bad example for your young kids.
Friend got his truck home but didn't tell him about the ticket on the windshield.
Oh, yeah.
She does that Italian cooking. Great for a man's belly.
Yeah?
I don't make a lot of money, so I'm always looking for a bargain.
Oh, that's how it works.
Judge Frank is impressed by the life lessons a father has successfully passed down to his son. The father is in court with his son, and Judge Frank is pretty surprised because usually the kids don't come in, but the fathers do instead.
Well, I'm on vacation, so I got him up early before he's got to go to work, so he's going to take responsibility for it.
Well, I like that. So, Mr. Cicerone, what is your first name?
Christopher.
Christopher?
Yeah. I work at Brown Faculty Club.
How are the tips? Pretty good?
We don't tip because service charge their members.
Chris has 6 parking tickets on Charlesfield Street. He works at a restaurant around the corner and he works as a server. The judge asked how the tips were there and he told him that they don't tip because servers charge their members and they do a lot of events too.
I went to CCRI for college, but for high school I went to LaSalle.
I'm trying to think. My grandson, who went to Brown.
Yeah, he went to LaSalle, yeah.
Then he played baseball with Brown as well.
In LaSalle, he was very good.
Yeah. The kid took after me, That's why he has my name.
They took it after you.
Yeah. You remind me what my dad would do, so.
And he agreed to everything, too, so I'll give him credit for...
Well, none of these tickets were paid on time, so they all tripled.
He happens to know Judge Frank's grandson as they went to the same school. None of the tickets were paid on time, so they all tripled. According to the judge, when charged, you have to pay in 14 days. And if you don't pay in 14 days, it doubles. And if you still don't pay in 28 days, it triples. And after that, they put the boot on the car and then they tow it.
The tow company sells it, gives it to the city. The city sells it, and then you don't have a car. If you don't go pay the fine, you're going to get this, right?
Judge Frank stated that he was going to take into consideration the fact that he was working up on the east side, and also the fact that he was aware of how impossible parking was there. He also went through a red light, so the judge asserted that he was going to be charged court costs on that one, and he'd be fined for one of the parking tickets.
Okay, and you went through a red light on Harris and Atwells Avenue. We're going to charge you court cost on that, on doing what parents should do. All right? It's a good example for you to set.
Judge Caprio gets into a spirited debate about Italian food with a Memphis chef. He works at the American Living Assistant in West Warwick. He explained that it was like an old citizen living factory, and he's the chef there.
Well, you have all these tickets. You don't have a lot. You have 5 of them on Green Street.
I got a brother that lived there. It's crazy. That building don't have no parking permit.
What's the best thing that you cook? What's your best?
Pasta. I love Italian food.
He told the court that he has a brother that lives there who appears to be on disability as he was in service for a couple of years, so he decided to live with him and help him out with rent and stuff. He further explained that the building doesn't have a parking permit, so they get tickets anywhere they park. The judge asked what his best meal to cook was, and he stated that he was big on pasta and he loves Italian food.
Brown gravy you put on chicken, but not the Italians. How do you make your gravy?
I make it like old-fashioned. I start off with red onions.
You put some olive oil.
Sauteed it.
Yeah.
Then dice all my tomatoes and stuff. I use fresh tomatoes. I do what my grandma does. Down south, we old-fashioned.
He explained that he doesn't use the canned tomato sauce as he's old-fashioned, and he does what his grandma does. He's from Memphis, Tennessee, and his grandmother taught him how to cook. He's been cooking professionally for 20 years. That's a very long time. Judge Frank told Inspector Carrigan that Mr. Isaac came to court because his car was booted. He then asked him what he thought about his attitude.
No big excuses. Not talking about the system being terrible.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think it's a 10. He's a low marker. He didn't call it gravy?
Didn't call it gravy.
Give me the red sauce.
There's a mandatory $100 boot fee, all right? And that ticket was $30.
He was told he had a $100 mandatory boot fee, which he had to pay. He was also going to be charged for one of the tickets on Green Street for parking in a prohibited area, and that ticket was $30. He has 2 children, and his oldest child would be 18 in a week. He also apparently just had a baby girl who is 4.5 months. The judge stated that the boot fee was mandatory, so the city has already paid for it.
I'm just going to charge you for 1 ticket.
Perfect. I appreciate you.
Instead of $360, so
Thank you so much, Ron.
good luck.
Thank you.
Yet another case of Judge Frank being the compassionate judge that he is. A motorist insists he stopped at a light for a full 3 seconds before turning. What will the videotape show? She came to court with her son, and she had a red light violation on Smith and River Avenue.
You have someone with you today, right?
Yeah, it's my son.
Your son?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to get over to the other microphone, please?
Whether it's my son or driving the car, it's me, I don't know.
Well, the red light violation is 2 years old.
So I just recently, I saw the ticket in my mailbox.
How many children do you have?
4.
He's youngest.
Yeah.
The red light violation is 2 years old. She explained that she'd received the tickets a few times, and most of the times when she was not home, her kids received the mail. She was going through her mail when she saw the ticket in her mailbox. She has 4 children, and Alex is the second, so there's 2 more after him.
The light is red. The city put the camera right in front of the sign.
I can't see the sign because the sign is not
The
there.
sign, you see
Sign
the,
is blocked by the camera.
yeah.
She stated that she didn't see the sign because she was rushing to go to work. The judge was trying to play with her intelligence, and unfortunately, she fell for it. Her son helped her answer the question. He told the court that she didn't see the sign because the sign was blocked by her camera. That was what should have been said earlier.
We're going to dismiss that ticket.
Okay.
All right. 1 mile over the limit, and I'm going to dismiss that one because I dismissed those.
So instead of $180, it's going to cost her $50. Well, thanks to her son for coming to give her the moral support. Judge Frank asked if he drives the car too. He told him he sometimes did. He then asked if any of the charges were his responsibilities. He was about to answer, but then it seemed like that wasn't what the judge was expecting.
Yeah, are any of these your responsibility?
I think there was probably one around Academy Ave,
Oh, where do you go to college?
Kobe Cottage up in Waterville, Maine.
Are you proud of this guy?
Yes.
She told the court that she was proud of him because he was doing good. Well, that's obvious. Both mother and son didn't even hesitate to tell the truth even when they weren't needed to. Judge Frank declared that he was going to give her a break to help pay for his tuition.
The children get tickets and the kids don't come into court with them. It's just terribly distressing. So I want to congratulate you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's heartwarming seeing youngsters come in with their parents. There's nothing more heartwarming than a mother who's proud of her son. Judge Caprio tells a motorist named Anthony why he has 10 cousins named Anthony.
How many Anthonys in your family?
Just me and my Uncle Anthony, but he passed away.
10 children. My father was one of 10. All of my aunts and uncles, their firstborn boy was named Anthony.
It's a lot of Anthonys.
So my cousin Anthony is a real estate. So I don't say call cousin Anthony. I say call real estate. She knows.
Here's another chance to learn a thing or two about Judge Caprio. He explained that his grandfather had 10 children and his father was one of 10. His father was named after his grandfather, and he also has a brother named Anthony. They have so many Anthonys in the family, they call them by their profession. That's interesting. I haven't heard that one before.
It's a lot of Anthonys.
A lot of Anthonys. How many drinks did you have?
Oh,
2 beers.
I'm not going to lie. It was more than 2 drinks, sir, but what am I?
After he parked, Your Honor.
He pleads intoxication.
No, Your Honor.
He was sober when he parked it.
He was so drunk, one of his friends had to come and drive his truck home for him. He explained that he had gotten a notice in the mail the week he appeared to court. Judge Frank stated that he was going to waive the penalty as there was a $200 penalty.
You're very honest, young man.
I try to be.
Everyone comes in, they give me the phony story. We're going to reduce it to court cost of $35.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It always pays to be honest. His honesty earned him that. Judge Caprio finds out immediately who wears the pants in this family. This case, he came to court with her husband. Before the case went too far, he immediately told the judge that he was the one driving. He went through a red light, and the judge asked her what she thought about it.
What do you think about this? He went through a red light. What do you and it's in your
No,
name.
he went through, he said, well, it was a stop on red and then turn.
I didn't do nothing wrong, Your Honor.
Your wife is testifying against you.
She's the boss.
He stated that he didn't do anything wrong, but I mean, if your wife is testifying against you, then you definitely did something wrong. Winning that case is a very low possibility. He revealed that she was the boss, and that was clear as soon as she walked in. So basically everything goes in her hands. When she says jump, all he has to do is ask how high.
How many times a day does she say jump?
Plenty.
So she does all the cooking, right?
Yes, sir.
What's her best dish that you like?
Well, spaghetti alio.
I use shrimp and clams and
Shrimp, clams, yeah. Is it good?
I'm not a.
Oh, my
I'm not a
God.
zany guy, you know.
Can you
but,
believe that?
They looked at the video and he was clearly guilty, and well, that just gave her more reason to make comments. He told the court that she was aware that he wouldn't have come to court if he wasn't right. He went through the light and the judge asked the boss if she thought $85 was okay, and she stated that $75 was better.
How much is it originally?
75 is good, sold.
A fun night out for a motorist turns expensive after an unexpected twist. It was a Bridge Street violation and it was just before midnight. She explained that she'd parked there earlier in the night and she didn't see any signs.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Inspector Heaton, this is a Bridge Street violation.
I didn't see any signs. I'd like to hang out in Providence. I've been coming here since I was like 15. It was my first time at one of those kinds of clubs, which was a fun experience too.
It was her first time going to a club like that, so it was a fun experience for her. She had taken a picture since she didn't see any signs, so she was hoping that'd help her case. Judge Frank asked what the hot club was. She explained that she believes it's just a bar and she doesn't think they do anything special. She also thought it was cute because it was on water.
You know,
What's the Foxy Lady?
it's a strip club.
Strip club?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's nothing illegal going on.
As far as I know, you know.
No. By the time you left Foxy Lady, how much did it cost you?
The guys buy you the stuff. I don't make a lot of money.
According to her, her boyfriend wouldn't go with her, so she had to go find a girlfriend, and by the time she left Foxy Lady, she actually didn't spend any money at all, as she didn't pay for a drink. Well, that's what happens when you go to a strip club. The guys do all the buying and paying.
Usually, it's the guys that come in, and they go to the Foxy Lady, and it's the girlfriend that's upset, you know?
Yeah.
After you work, did you have to take a shower when you got home?
Not because of the work itself.
Unfortunately for her, a fun night out turned out to be more expensive than she expected. Judge Frank asked if everything was okay with her boyfriend, and she told him they were fine because she had told him before she went. She also stated that they have very good communication.
You should try to entice him to go down.
I told him I was going to practice my dance
If
move.
you go alone, they're picking up the tab, right?
That's true.
The ticket is a $100 ticket, and as warm-hearted as Judge Frank was, he stated that he was going to reduce it to $35.
You know how to do those dance moves that they were doing?
It's I can't do it. I thought, you know,
Did you try?
I don't have a pole. It is a skill. I give those ladies credit.
Well, you have a great attitude.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Morning.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a full-time college student,
Where do you go to school?
Providence College.
My alma mater.
Yes, sir.
What are you majoring in?
Political science.
I majored in political science. You were charged with having an open container of an alcoholic beverage on Eaton Street.
I got sent here with a summons instead of going to jail in handcuffs.
The interpretation, Inspector Carrigan. It's a gathering now.
Or the students and them. That usually doesn't turn that peaceful when we get there because we interrupt their gathering.
Have you discussed this with your parents?
Not the last part.
Forget going to the gatherings, right? Forget the vodka, at least for the next 2 months.